Hello, everyone. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the normal voice. Hey, guys. It's Zan here. I need to change the name on my pally. And I need to stop saying so much. So this is basically a fun little video I decided to make. Normally, I'd probably be doing a mythic dungeon right now, since it is the mythic dungeon weekend. And doing 4 mythic dungeons gets you a heroic piece, or heroic cash. That'll give you a heroic piece. Why wouldn't I do it? Why would I not do the mythic dungeons for the heroic cash? Simple, guys. I already did it, and I got that. I got the best in slot trinket. Nope, the excitement in my voice. I mean, when I got it, when I got it, I was really happy, but it's like, it's loot. It'll increase my DPS exponentially, because it was like an 800 point upgrade, according to Ask Mr. Robot. But I already got it, and some of my buddies were on group me, some of the raiders, and they're like, oh, what are we going to do today? Because it's Sunday, and people aren't really motivated to do anything on Sundays anymore, because we don't really have, like, farm content on farm. I mean, we're clearing heroic, not at all, we're clearing normal. So I imagine when we're clearing heroic, we'll have, people do it more, but honestly, normal's more of a monster than I thought it would be. Really quick note, I hate RNG. I hate RNG. Those of you who know me, I hate RNG, which is, coming from a rep pally, that's saying something, because I have my tier 17 4-piece, and anyone who doesn't know, my tier 17 4-piece is nothing but RNG, and it makes me play an RNG playstyle. Right here, Holy Power has 20% chance to allow me to use Hammer of Wrath, and then Hammer of Wrath gives Exorcism 3 Holy Power charges, so, I get this proc, and then I use this, and then I use this, and with Divine Purpose it has a 25% chance to proc this, or this, and then, using it also has a chance, 20% chance to proc this, which can proc itself, or proc Divine Purpose, and Divine Purpose has a 25% chance, so it can proc itself as well. And the entire time I use every one of these, it can proc this, and every time I use that, it gives that buff, so that as soon as I use that, I can use one of these, and it's all RNG. So the fact that I have RPPM trinkets, which if you don't know is random procs per minute, just places more RNG on it, I really don't mind this. This is the weapon enchant. This is the extra CD add-on, the thing that shows the RPPM items and buffs that I have. It hasn't been updated, so no, I'm not getting 2 mastery from the Mark of Bleeding Hollow enchant, something like 550 or 1,000. Then it's the greater incandescence, increases strength by 15%, obviously can't get that wrong. And no, I'm not getting 1 strength for 20 seconds from this. I'm actually getting, 54 strength, so at a full proc, it'll give me something like 1080. And the interesting thing about this is it can proc while it's still procced. So, with the 2.5 chance per minute, now you'll say that's, 1 every 30 odd seconds, a little less than 30 seconds, so it has good chance to proc while it's still there. Now, the interesting thing is, if it procs while its effect is already there, it just refreshes the duration. So essentially, I can have 1,080 strength for an extra 20 seconds, or an extra minute, depending on if it procs again, and that's more than a strength potion gives me. You'll see that 2815, that's, you see the fell burn, right? The fell burn did about as much damage as my final verdicts. Fell burn is from Empty Drinking Horn, which I really like. I really like the proc of it. It's not RPPM, it's just stacking, reset, stacking, reset, stacking, reset. I really like it. Now, onto the gear issue, because I really don't like gear, but I'm getting so many stories from, the people on my friends list about how, oh, well, I got kicked from this raid because I made a deal about the raid leader ninjaing loot. I think it was, some shit on Fellord Cocoon where he lost out on the trinket, and the dude was a warrior. It's like, I told him, I think, it's my buddy Nick, I told him, like, dude, it's a trinket, it's fine, it's a cleave trinket, right? It's a cleave trinket. It's not going to be useful during some fights, and it's a pug, so you can always get it again. So that kind of brought up what I was going to do. I mean, I went way off track, but, some of the group wanted to do Mythic Dungeons. I already did mine. One other person didn't do theirs yet, so I told them, like, you know what, you guys can do it. I've got recording to do. I haven't really made a video yet. They're like, oh, we can switch out, because, Asti, she's awesome like that. I'm like, no. I've already done it. I've already done my thing, so I don't need it. So if you guys need your stuff, that's fine. If you need an extra DPS, I'll go along anyways. Again, I keep saying and I apologize, but it's how I speak naturally. So the whole thing about loot and the idea of it, which is what I made this video about, and how people place too much emphasis on loot, okay? Because loot doesn't matter, guys. Loot doesn't matter. You can see, like, I'm 690, 701. Yeah, you know what? 697, 701. One at the top in my freaking... Oh, well then. PvP item level 701. Eh. So, it's like, I've got this gear. I don't care. And you may find that hard to believe, depending on who you are, because, let's face it, some people do care about gear. Like, right now, from a bonus roll, I got this. So you may think, oh, you really want your 2-piece. You really love your 2-piece. And yes, I would love to have my 2-piece. But at the same time, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. Like, oh, this dude got my piece when I could get my 2-piece. What the fuck? No, I'm not going to do that because, it will drop. I'm guessing Conqueror tokens don't drop from the actual bosses, okay? Because we've seen maybe 3 Conqueror tokens drop the entire time we've been raiding, and 2 of those were from the same boss kill. So, thinking about loot and thinking about everything, I thought it would be a fun little story to tell you guys about how I got what would have to be the biggest upgrade that I came by in a raid. which was the Unending Hunger. Now, I do have an Unending Hunger. It's the one I got this week that had the gem socket. I beat out our tank on the roll. Now, I know this has a lot of crit, but it is not a crit trinket. This has a lot of crit, which is good for tanks, but it's not a tank trinket, okay? It's not. In fact, if we go into protection, it'll say, yeah, it's not there, okay? It's not there. It's not a tank trinket. You can use it as a tank trinket if you're wanting to do some extra damage as a tanker, if you think you can line up those stacks perfectly with something, or, I don't know, it's not a tank trinket, so it's got a DPS, you know? It's DPS trinket, but tanks can use it, which is kind of the pain in the ass about that trinket. I think you could technically say the same thing about the Fellord's Cocoon trinket. It's not a tank trinket, it's primarily a DPS trinket, but tanks can use it. And in fact, both of our tanks really love these two trinkets. Now, the thing about me, I don't care about the trinkets. I really don't. The trinkets are something I could not care less about. Getting them is great. Getting that 200-point upgrade from the Unending Hunger, that was awesome. That was amazing. But it died down. It's like when I got the empty drinking horn from the cache. It's like, that's amazing! But it's there. It's like, yeah, I'll be able to beat out everyone I know on DPS. I'm already like kind of up there with Harry half the time, when he's Harry AoEs all the time, so he's automatically top DPS on some fights with ads. Or Temp, normally puts him in his place as number 2. Or Pep and Temp, you know, little double team action there. But I'll be able to compete relatively well with DPS. I did that this week, basically because of freaking RNG, because all my procs were lining up perfectly. So you may think, yeah, you know, I won my 2-piece. We were going in, it was the second week, it was the second week, right? Okay, so at the beginning of the night, we got to Hellfire Assault, right? And I was thinking, because the loot system that we use is similar to Suicide Kings, except instead of a list of this person gets loot first, that person gets loot after that, and all that, no, it's basically, you're on a line, right? Loot levels. There are 3. You might as well say, first one's -1, next one's 0, next one's +1. The entire raid group, because we all show up every time, and we didn't have any pugs in at that point, the entire raid group was at +1. Okay, so, and here's the thing, like, if you're at +1, you get a piece of loot, you'll go down to 0. And then, you know, if you roll against someone who's on +1, so they haven't gotten anything yet, or if you just haven't been here long enough to get to +1, and you roll higher than them, they will still get that piece, because either A, you've already gotten a piece, or B, you just haven't been here for the 6 or 9 nights, something like that it takes to go up to level 1, or +1 or whatever. And that honestly is like the fairest system that I've ever come across. Like, I've played with Loot Council, I've played with DKP, I played with Suicide Kings, and I fucking hate that system, by the way. That system's bullshit. It can be abused like every system. Even this system can be abused, and that's kind of what I did. Now, keep in mind, I don't feel like a dipshit for doing this to the system, because it served everyone a purpose, and what I did was not a bad thing, okay? Like I said, I kind of abused it, but at the same time, it's not abusing it. What it was doing is using it for its intent. Now, if you know anything about normal, you'll know that pretty much the first 6 bosses are between the whole 690, 695 shit, right? Well, we just came out of raiding, you know, Heroic BRF. If you'll notice, I've got the Mythic Transmog on these Heroic Shoulders. It's pretty cool. So I've got access to 700 gear already, right? I'm only wearing 685 because of my 4-piece and the RNG that's with it. And so what happened was we went in, it was like I could get no upgrades off the first few bosses, really. Or if it was an upgrade, it was a side grade. Because you know what? This ring I've had for the last 2 months. I shit you not. This was out of my first Mythic cache, which was at least 2, no, actually it was about 4 months ago, maybe even longer, that I've had this thing. It's like, fuck it, dude. Seriously. I cannot get a ring until we're in Heroic. And then even then, the rings aren't that good. So nothing came off here, right? And I was keeping an eye on the people. I normally keep track of loot within either my tier area or the people that can use things like weapons and trinkets for me. Now, you may think that's a bad thing, and, you know, I'm not going to like defend my actions, and I'm not going to say that I was wrong in doing it, because everyone's doing it. And it kind of helps out. It's like, oh, who's gotten as many pieces? So we get to Iron Reaver, and switch over to Holy. Where's the trinket? Okay, Flickering Fellspark trinket. I guess it wasn't on the second boss then. So we killed Hellfire Assault for the second time, second week. Flickering Fellspark dropped. Haste, Mastery, Spirit, Intellect. Really cool trinket, right? The Holy Pally took it. That put him from +1 to 0. Okay, so Punky's now at 0 in the item level. Or in the item racket, right? Which means I can roll and automatically beat him on anything. So if there's a plate piece that me and him want, or if there's, you know, anything that, yeah, that's pretty much just plate piece that either of us want, like a tier token, then he wouldn't even be able to get it because he'd already rolled. I haven't. Killed Iron Raver. I think an item that I could use dropped, but again, it's nothing that I could actually use. I wasn't really keeping track of Charlotte because she was a tank and a DK, so she wouldn't really be using anything that I would be. All of her off pieces like this would have bonus armor, and her weapon, I already have the best weapon I could get until we either go to Heroic or kill Fellord again. So she was winning a couple pieces. We killed Kormrock. 2 of the helm tokens dropped, right? So 2 of the helm tokens. Now, at this point, the only people that could take this token were me, Laminated a Healer, and Raxi the Warlock. Now, I kind of feel bad when I roll against the healer for gear, but at this point, it was giving no one a 2-piece, so I was fine with it, and there were 2 of them. Came out, Punky also rolled, but, Punky already won a piece, so he wasn't even in the running in the first place. And Laminated and Raxi won it because I got a roll. Now you may think, no, my helmet, no! No, I was fine with it, I didn't care. Maybe the shoulders dropped too, I don't know. I know that Scarlet got a black gear. Now, if this drops now, I'd probably still pass it, just to give it to Punky, because it has great stats for him. Honestly, it's got crit and haste. That's perfect for him. I've got crit and haste on the gauntlets, and I'm waiting for that second piece. I probably would pass it, but I might roll on it. It just depends on if you would want it. So those 2 got it. So when it came to the tier piece, I'll keep this in mind. I was the only one out of our tier group that was at +1. Okay? So me being at +1 means the next boss that can drop a tier. If he dropped a tier, I would get it. And this is what I was thinking at the same time too. So I was thinking, can I get away with not getting any loot? Can I get away without taking what might be an upgrade? Do other people have more upgrades? We go to this, Fell Burning Blade, not an upgrade for me. I think the leggings dropped, someone else took it. But at the same time, switch over to Frog to show you, this one-hander dropped. Actually, let's and it broken down. Okay, so, as soon as the dog calms down, this dropped. Now, the interesting thing about this dropping is it normally wouldn't concern me, okay? The only people that this would concern would be our dual-wielding DK, Harry, and our prop tech. And in fact, it did only concern those 2. Harry rolled, Harry won. My dog is deciding to be a little yappy right now. And then we killed this, nothing dropped for me, for Rep Alley, so I didn't mind. I think this dropped and Nick, or someone got it, Erdrick something. I think we still had Erdrick. Then we went to Gorefiend. Now, the interesting thing about Gorefiend is it does drop a tier piece. It drops a tier piece with Mastery on it. Now, Mastery is my best stat, Multi-Strike close second, meaning I was the first in line to be able to get this piece, and it had really good stats for me at the time, and it was a tier piece. But after we killed it, it didn't drop. What in fact dropped was the belt with crit multi-strike, and the trinket with a shit ton of crit, and essentially a proc that is better, that when stacked to 20, if it refreshes while it's stacked to 20, it'll get the full duration of a 20 stack, so it's essentially stronger than a potion. Okay, so it was this trinket, and this plate belt. Now, the plate belt, as you can see, is not an upgrade. I lose out on mastery, but I gain 100 crit, and like 20 multi-strike. Crit multi-strike do not matter to me, right? They do not matter to me. My best stat is and always will be mastery. Now, this trinket, however, was a very large upgrade, because the trinket that I had, if I still have it, I can show you. I do not still have it, okay. The trinket I had was the 685 alchemy trinket, so it was versatility with powerful strength proc. Internal cooldown, so I didn't mind it, but it was much weaker than this trinket, right? So, we get to the rolls. I roll greed on this, because it's fine, it's not an upgrade per se. Actually, no, at the time, it was a bit of an upgrade. I think I had a 685 belt. But, it wasn't the biggest upgrade. So I just rolled greed on it. Now, with the system, even if you've got, 8 pieces of gear, and you roll against someone who's got no pieces of gear, if they roll greed and you roll need, you will have gotten your 9th piece of gear. So, while me and Harry rolled on this piece, I got no pieces, okay? But I only rolled greed, so he got the belt, which put him 2 pieces in the hole, right? And I still didn't get any. So when I rolled on Unending Hunger, and I got it, and to keep, okay, just so everyone is clear on this, this is not a tank trinket. Yes, tanks can use it, it benefits them with crit, but it is not primarily a tank trinket, okay? Just so we're clear on this. If you have access to a bonus armor trinket, or a trinket that is in any way better than this, which would just be by having bonus armor and stamina or something, you should use that, because you will survive longer. Unless you're doing something like farm content, in which case, it's fine to do a little extra damage to kill a boss. Or if you're doing a boss that you need to kill quickly. You wouldn't use this on Tyrant, though, because, you're giving up bonus armor or stamina, which is more survivability than some parry. But, yeah, tanks can use this. So, I got this trinket, and at the time, it was, according to Aspen's Robot, a plus 200 point trinket. And I got it. I was happy. I'm like, yes, I'm okay. We got this. Harry wanted it too, and he asked me which was the bigger upgrade, the belt or the trinket. And Aussie pointed out, I only rolled greed on the belt, which is fine. I mean, crit multi-strike, it's not the best for a Frost DK, at all. Crit is actually their worst stat, even behind versatility. So, for something like Unending Hunger, it would be, it would be bad. Okay, it would kind of be bad. But, it's still an upgrade for him. I really don't care. But I rolled on it, I got it, I'm happy. Why am I happy? Because that is just it was so much better than my last one, which means I do more DPS and we kill more bosses. And right now, quick side story. This week we killed Heroic Assault. Not Heroic Assault. We went to normal Assault with eye heals on his DK Wade Blessing. And Rod talking, he's like, oh man, nobody's gonna be able to beat my Blade Storm. And then, being a pally and access to an AoE finisher, an AoE attack, an AoE seal, what did I do? I destroyed him! And then, afterwards, I just said, so nobody's gonna beat Blade Storm, huh? His reaction, it has a 1 minute cooldown. To be fair, my Light's Hammer has a 1 minute cooldown too, and if he was playing arms, I would have been fucked. But we killed it, and I beat him, and recently I've been doing more and more DPS, which I'm thinking is just due to the freaking procs, because I haven't really gotten any upgrades. So that's the story of Unending Hunger, and that's how our loot system works, and overall I'm happy with the loot system. Other people aren't, but I'm not a leader, so I don't care. I did, here's the thing, Fellord Zakun, I think I may have already went over this. Hellrender, I don't think dropped. I think our new DK got it in a bonus roll. If it did drop, it kind of sucks that I lost it, but at the same time, it's a pretty big upgrade for a new DK. It's got your perfect stats on it, albeit it's a two-hander, so you're automatically doing less damage. And this trinket dropped, and I lost it to a pug, a straight-up pug. I don't even think he's joining the group. It's Murder. I think Murder might be joining the group. I'm not too sure, but I lost it to him. And you may think, oh no, you lost it to him. You must be angry. And I must have been like throwing shit around, like, fuck you. And stuff like, give me the trinket or I'm leaving or something like that. It's like, no, I didn't. Why? Because it's a trinket and it can drop again. It's not like a one-time drop kind of deal. It's not. I really don't care about loot. And I don't get the people that do care about loot. Because honestly, it's loot. It's a thing that will be replaced. Guys, in 7 months' time, probably even quicker, this will not be a great trinket for me, right? This will not be the best trinket that I can get, because we might get another little mini raid with another little mini tier. It's not going to be the best trinket I can get, at all, in any way, shape, or form. It's just not, right? It's not going to be. It's going to be easily replaced. And I would only be using this trinket on cleave fights. Fights where there's a ton of cleave. Now, I'm wondering, and I need to look this up, because Zul'Harak, which, pretty much everything from Zul'Harak can kind of be an upgrade. This, yeah, it's kind of an upgrade. It's got more haste. This is definitely an upgrade, but I already have 700 shoulders. So we'll go to the overview. Now, no, we need to go to the abilities, because this seems interesting. There is Vanguard. See, it doesn't show it in normal as his health being attached to the boss. However, someone did say that the boss and the ad share health. That might just be a mythic. And it looks like it is just in mythic. Unless it doesn't show it? That is interesting. I guess it doesn't share health. That's just kind of weird. But yeah, I lost out on that trinket. I lost out, guys. Let's not get anything wrong here. I've lost out on a ton of loot since this expansion started. Okay, I've lost 30 some odd pieces to rolls that could have been great upgrades for me at the time. You know what? I got better. I got much better gear just through the time that I spent raiding. Like, let's say I would have lost that. I would have lost that Unending Hunger trinket to Harry or to Rod. Well, you know what? It would have dropped again. In fact, it has dropped again. It has dropped every single week we've killed it. It dropped the second time. The second time, Harry got it. It dropped a third time. The third time, it was a roll between Rod, who was top, loot level, and a new DK, Nathan. Or Nathan, or whatever. And, Rod got it. Like I said, it's not primarily a tank trinket, but tanks can use it. It does benefit them in a way, which is what I kind of hate about that trinket, because it can go either way. Whereas this trinket cannot. This trinket is a DPS trinket. Do you hear? Do you hear me, Rod? This trinket is a DPS trinket. No. 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 Harry, I have it on Heroic, so you can have the normal one. Take my scraps. But basically, I don't care about loot. I do understand that loot kills bosses. Don't get me wrong, I do. I am excited, not really for loot. I am excited to kill the boss, which is what loot allows me to do. Specifically, finishing up these tomes will give me the legendary ring, which I'm trying to opt for having. Like, I kind of want to be the guy that trigger it, because it comes off cooldown, at the same time Avenging Wrath comes off cooldown. It's a 2-minute cooldown. I kind of want it. But now, here's the thing. Well, I want to be the guy to pop it, because it's a major DPS increase. I don't care. It needs to be a melee. In pretty much every case, it needs to be a melee to pop. because it causes a giant explosion that does a ton of damage, and melee is close to the boss. But I don't care, really. I don't. If this piece drops, this piece drops. I do not care about, oh, well, that gives me my 4-piece. That gives me my 4-piece. It only gives this guy 3. Yeah, I don't care. Like I said, if it comes down to Punky getting his 2-piece, or getting a tier piece, or me getting my 2-piece, where I have to choose between, because if I roll on a tier piece, no matter what my loot level is, if it gives me a 2-piece, it's mine. So I can start burning rolls just because it will give me a 2-piece. But I'm not going to, because other people need tier. Because Conqueror is a tier piece that does not drop. Luckily, we don't have many people that use that tier piece, and I'm happy. I think right now the only ones that we have permanently are Callista, whenever they're able to make it, Punky, who has 0, Lammy, who has 2, and myself, who has 1. So, it's fine. We have more people that use the other ones, which might explain why those drop more, but I haven't provided you with any fun gameplay during this time, so if you feel, you can just turn it off and listen to it. A little late for that, but hey, what do you know, right? I don't care about loot. Now, someone pointed out before, like, well, you're not going to care about loot until you're looking at ahead of the curve. Which, to be fair, we missed out on ahead of the curve. But that could be said, not because, I didn't care about loot at that time, because I really didn't. It could be because when we were doing it, we had people come in that were under gear. So while, yeah, we may not care about gear, spending a month, 6 hours a week, 3 hours a night, working on killing only that boss, and not doing anything to supplement gear, kind of sucks. I mean, we're obviously not going to get it. We got pretty close, though. We got a 9k wipe, which if you're playing a freaking RNG-based class, which I am, it just comes down to thinking maybe we could have gotten it if that thing had proc one more time, or something like that. And we got 9k, but we essentially killed the boss, right? But we missed out on ahead of the curve, which broke a lot of people's hearts, because they're used to it. When it comes to ahead of the curve on Heroic Archimond, guys, I don't care about loot. I really don't care. I mean, Heroic Archimond, let's face it, we're gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it. And it's not going to matter on us killing it, on whether or not I went and got, I suddenly cared about loot. It's not gonna matter. Right? The only thing that me caring about loot could cause is frustration. And that's honestly, I was starting to get a little frustrated with loot. But not because, oh, other people were winning it, or anything like that, or, oh, I'm not getting drops, or anything like that. It was basically just, it's not dropping for me. It's not dropping at all. That's what the Conqueror items were doing. It's not dropping at all. And then, being motivated to raid by loot, that actually sucks, because if you get all the loot you can, then why would you raid more? And being motivated by the boss kill, I freaking love that. In fact, I'm one of those people, where I am purely motivated by the boss kill. But I'm also somebody that, while I am motivated by the boss kill, I am not going to willingly grind farm content for, 6-7 months. I don't like farm content, which is weird, because when it comes to raiding, anyone in the group can tell you, when it comes to raiding right now, it's like, I'm all for just clearing the bosses on normal, right? I want to clear the bosses on normal, because, one, Cormrock has tier, and I know he has tier on Heroic too, but killing him on normal gives us a chance to get tier quicker, because we went and we did Heroic Assault, which was a pain in the ass, and then we got hammered by Heroic Reaver. I don't know why. Technically we shouldn't have, but we did, and it's just, I don't like it. I don't like farm content, but at the same time, I see the need for it currently. Now when it gets to the point where we don't need farm content, I would totally be okay with not doing farm content. But, again, like I said, at the same time, while I don't like farm content, there is a need for it. And it's not just a need for me to get gear, it's a need for pretty much everyone to get gear. And not everyone knows how gear works now. I'll tell you right now, if you have trinkets from Blackrock Foundry, and even if it's mythic, and you're a feral druid or you're a hunter or something, your best in slot trinkets will be in Hellfire Citadel, even in normal. Okay, even in normal, your trinkets that drop there will be better than the ones that drop. Well, what? Well, they're lower item level. Doesn't matter that they're lower item level. It does not matter. The Blade Master insignia. It doesn't give stats. It instead gives basically multiple people hitting the same thing. Feral druids, perfect stat for them. Monks, perfect trinket for them. Freaking hunters, perfect trinket for them. Why? Because it gives so much agility, and the fact that, oh, well, it might give less agility than this item, it's still better. Recently, the chipped soul prism, or soul capacitor, or whatever dropped. And it's like, well, the only person that could really use it is Osti. Osti, you should take it. Osti brought up. It's like, well, I've got better item level wise. And it's like, item level doesn't matter. Item level does not matter. Because, yeah, you know what? You have item level 700 trinket, gives you slightly more agility, and it has a haste proc. You know what? Haste is a terrible stat for you. Instead, what you want is a trinket that will take you out of the fight. And this is what it does. So when you guys read the effect of the trinket, don't think of it as, wow, that trinket's overpowered. This is what it does. You're not dealing any damage while you are under the effects of the trinket, but when it pops, you deal that damage plus like 25%. So that's just something that you guys need to keep in mind. We'll look at all the trinkets that drop, right? All the trinkets that drop from all of the bosses in Hellfire Citadel, which is a lot considering the class trinkets. Jesus. Okay. See what I have to go through? It's going to be a long video, so I'm going to speed it up. We're getting to the trinkets, I think. We're on the rings. Okay. I'm just going to try to overlook the trinkets from Archimon really quick, because those are basically class trinkets. Onsi's Cursed Plume. Best tank trinket for pretty much every class, especially warriors and DKs. Well, it's only 695 out of the 700. Doesn't matter. It has bonus armor, plus a mastery proc, with 3 procs per minute, not taking into account your possible haste values. And class trinket, class trinket. This one's not a class trinket. Again, this one would be good for either arcane mages or healers, but it does have the class requirement, so this is a healing trinket. It reduces the mana cost of your spells by 500. Apparently that's really good. I don't see how. Then here is the DPS trinket. It gives mastery, plus a shit ton of intellect for 20 seconds. You want that. It's a potion. Okay? Then we get into 2 strength trinkets. This is a cleave trinket. It doesn't matter if you have a mythic trinket from fucking Flamebender or whatever. This has cleave. This has a lot of cleave damage, and it has strength, so you want that. This one, again, it doesn't matter if you have better. Its proc makes it automatically better than anything that you could have got from Blackrock Foundry. I'm gonna say no on that one, though. This one, again, I don't know about. Imbued Stone Sigil. It's good. It's stamina, which gives you health, versatility, which is damage reduction, and bonus armor, which is damage reduction, and crit. Okay, people seem to forget that. Bonus armor gives crit value. Intuition's Gift. This is, I believe this just recently dropped. Well, Punky was not in the raid. And Punky, I do apologize. Because this is like the best trinket that guy can get. Class trinket. This one. You know, Great Multi-Strike. Agility. Mirror of the Blade Master. Summons 4 mirror images to attack your target and nearby enemies for 20 seconds. You are getting massive cleave from this trinket. And that's all these fights are, is basically massive cleave or ad fights. Prophecy of Fear. Fuck Prophecy of Fear, right? Because it's affected by the damage multipliers, and when combined with the Arcane 4-piece of Tier 18, and that, it just makes you basically an extra DPSer. Not too good, I guess. I mean, if you're a Pally, it would be okay. I mean, not a Pally, a DK. So look, Master, this is what I was talking about. On normal, yeah, you can have that 700 trinket that gives more agility, and it might give you a haste proc, but this gives agility, and then it gives 26.77% extra damage. So, no. Tyrant's Decree. A shit ton of health. It gives you a shit ton of health. That's all it is. It stacks up to 30 times, meaning that you get over, what, like 1,300 or 1,500 stamina. Oh, if you drop below 60% health, yeah, that might happen, but then it'll just start proccing again once you're fully healed. You know, it's Cleave Trinket, maybe, I guess. Unending Hunger, I have it. I don't like it, but I have it. This is such bullshit, because I think this trinket would be good for a Disc Priest. This is absolutely amazing for Prop Pally, just because of the haste on it. So that's basically all it is, guys. I mean, you're talking trinkets are much better now, and you need to know your gear, and I know my gear, which is why I'm not excited. I'm not excited about loot at all. It's like, oh, if a piece drops, though, I will take it because I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to be a burden to the group because I don't take this upgrade, but I'm not going to make a giant deal about not getting an upgrade because the upgrade will drop. And I'm happy that most of the people I raid with are motivated by boss kills. Other people that I raid with are motivated by loot, but they don't let their motivation from loot affect their gameplay or affect their attitude, which I really like. In fact, next week I'm going to record some of the infamous boss fights just to troll some of the wonderful people I raid with, because people die, and it's the same people that die during every single boss fight. Now, it won't just be a video pointing out, haha, you died. No, it'll have a point to it. it's constructive criticism, not just pointing fingers and laughing. So for those of you who stuck around for the long fucking video,